Hi, kindergartners. It's Mrs. Shepherd here. And last week we started to learn about different habitats on Earth, and we were learning about the rainforest. And this week we're going to learn about the desert and some different animals that can live in the desert. So here we go. This book is all about the deserts. And here's a map, which is kind of small. Let me see if I can zoom in for us. And in this map, it shows where we can find deserts, and it has them labeled with the black dots, and the red circles are showing the names of the deserts, okay? So we're going to be talking about all of these deserts, and we're not going to learn about each one individually, but we're going to learn about how deserts are similar, and all the deserts and how they can be the same, okay? Let me zoom back out. Okay. Deserts are dry places that get very little rain. Some deserts are very hot. Others can be very cold. Many deserts are covered with rocks. Some are sandy and covered with dunes. Living things have special ways to survive in desert habitats. Some desert animals must go long distances to find water. Others may burrow underground or find shade during the hottest parts of the day. Many desert animals hunt and eat only at night when temperatures are cooler. Some desert animals wait until it rains to become active. Others get all the moisture they need from the food that they eat. So they don't have to drink any other water. They just get all the liquid they need from the foods. The roots of desert plants have special ways of gathering and storing water. And this picture is interesting because it shows one plant and it shows its underground root system. And then it shows these plants over here and their underground root system. Some desert plants can store a lot of water inside of their stems. Many desert plants are covered with wax that helps keep the water in their stems and leaves. The seeds of some desert plants can stay in the ground for years, waiting until it rains enough for them to bloom and grow. Some deserts do not get any rain. Their moisture comes from fog and dew. Fog and dew are created when the temperatures change, scientists, from the nighttime to the morning. And a lot of times, if you go outside in the morning and you maybe have touched grass and felt it's very wet, it's not necessarily because the sprinklers were on, it's because the air cooled down at night and some of the gaseous water, the water vapor that was in the air, condensed and cooled onto droplets on the leaves of the grass. An area in the desert that has water all of the time is called an oasis. It is important to protect deserts and the animals and plants that live there. And here are some more descriptions that kind of explain the different pictures. And each one of the pictures was from a different desert. And it just gives a little bit more information that we're not going to focus on right now, but it would be cool to look at. Okay, so we are all done reading this book. Now, if you stay with me for a second, I have a second book on the deserts, and I have the desert animals. I know, look at all these books that I have. Oh, what can live in the desert? I thought you would really like this one. It's focusing on the animals that can live in the desert, okay? So let me make it just a little bit bigger. Here we go. A desert is a habitat. It is where plants and animals live. Animals have special adaptations. These help them live in the desert. Foxes have large ears that, let me move this, that send out heat to help them keep cool. Gerbils have brown coats that match the color of the sand. This is called camouflage. Desert geckos have webbed feet so they can walk on top of the sand without sinking. Well, that's cool. Jackrabbits have long legs. These help them outrun the hunters. Scorpions grab insects with their pinchers. They kill their prey with their tail. Oh, so they grab everything in their pinchers and then they hook their tail around and Roadrunners have long legs. They can run from danger or to chase their dinner. This snake's skin is the same color as the sand. This is camouflage again. What other adaptations help animals live in the desert? Camels. Camels store fat in the humps of their back. They use the fat for energy when they can't find food. Camels also have 2 rows of eyelashes on each eye that keep sand out of the camel's eyes. Camels use flat, wide feet to walk on sand without sinking. That's pretty special. Here are some fun facts. Some desert lizards swim through the sand. This is because the sand below the surface is cooler than the sand on top. So it must mean that some lizards bury themselves a little under the sand and then push and swim through it to get to where they're going. So they're avoiding the top of the sand where all the hot sun has heated it up. Some desert snakes hop so they have less contact with the hot sand. I wonder what that looks like. Kangaroo rats only come out at night when the temperature is cooler. Rattlesnakes sleep deeply during the winter when deserts can be cold. Cactus wrens make nests on the cactuses. Tough, scaly skin on their legs keep them from being poked by the cactus's spines. Rattlesnakes have rattles on the ends of their tails. They shake the rattles to scare off hunters. The coats of coyotes and mountain lions are the color of the desert, and this is called camouflage. And just like we've seen in other books we've read, in a nonfiction book, we have a glossary which talks about some of the different words that might be difficult for us that were found in this book. And then it also has an index. An index tells me if I'm wanting to only learn about ears, I could go to page 6. If I only want to learn about tails, I could go to page 13 and it will tell me something about tails. So scientists, I'm going to end this video now, and I hope this gave you a good introduction to the deserts. This week, you're going to be watching videos, watching read-alouds, and reading about animals and plants and deserts and what the desert habitats are like. So I hope you have a great time learning about the deserts, and let's get started on our learning.